Welcome to 3 Count Commentaries. This is your host, MagMongoSlade. So let's talk about this thing, NXT, June 29th, 2021. So this is the go-home show for Great American Bash, even though it was kind of like a compliment, to be quite honest. Appetizer, if you will. All right, so the first match, Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon versus Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez versus Zoe Stark and Io Shirai. This match was a pretty big spot fest. You know, the women's matches, when they go on early, it's just go out there and do as many jumps as possible. And they did them. They went out there and did all the jumps. I am forever impressed by Shotzi's tope suicida, though. She does this tope suicida where Ember Moon stretches the ropes open so she won't be one of those idiots who trips over the ropes and almost breaks her neck. Instead, she flies straight through like greased lightning and still almost manages to kill herself every time. But it's so impressive. For some reason, it looks good when she does it. Probably because she just doesn't give a fuck. Also, big thumbs up to Shotzi because Chris Jericho was whining like a little biatch about the whole fall from the top of the cage and landing on a crash pad, which he then said wasn't a crash pad. It was cardboard boxes. I mean, okay. In any event, Shotzi, who made fun of him when it took place, retweeted her comment after Chris Jericho made after he told people who are criticizing him to quote fuck their ass, which sounds a lot like sexual harassment. We got a little more sexual harassment to talk about in a minute, but the winners were Zoe Stark and Io Shirai, which of course made perfect sense, considering Io Shirai is feuding with Candice LeRae. All right, everything's good. So then Johnny Gargano jumped Karrion Kross backstage, which was dumb. It was very, very dumb. He attacked him, poop, 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 and then ran off. Later, Karrion Kross marched to the ring and says that he's willing to die by the sword he lives by, and he hopes Johnny Gargano is willing to do the same. So then he demanded him, to be quite honest, he dared him to come out and to fight him. Johnny Gargano comes out and says, "That's my world you're standing in." And that, he has actual talent, which is, I guess, the go-to with these guys, or they're going to say that Kross can't wrestle, or Kross isn't a good wrestler. And they're just going to go with, I am the wrestling guy, which is not impressive, but I guess you have to say something, especially when he calls you little man or something like that. So they're trying to prove that Johnny Gargano is smarter. He has higher level tactics. He's a tactician. So as Kross has his full attention on Gargano, daring him to get in the ring, Austin Theory attacks him from behind. So it was, for a little while, it was 2-on-1 Theory on Kross, and then Kross kind of turns the tables. And it looks like he's about to murder Austin Theory with the metal steps. And instead, security pulls them apart. At this point, Johnny Gargano gets a cheap shot, which actually knocks Kross off his feet. So he goes down. And I was like, Gargano was mouthing off, and they kind of going, every which way. The show, at the end of their segment, comes with Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory once again attacking Karrion Kross, this time as he tries to get in his car and he's leaving the arena. They decide to jump him in the infamous NXT parking lot. This leads to a more thorough beatdown as Kross, first Gargano really kind of pummeled Kross with the car door and was feeling quite good about himself for doing so. And then he got beat up. Then Austin Theory got beat up. Then he got choked out by Karrion Kross. And that is kind of how we end this thing. Well, we end it with Kross driving off and Samoa Joe having Gargano by the scruff of his neck like he's a tiger cub and carrying him off back into the Capitol Wrestling Center. All right. So all of this was interesting. They're trying to make Gargano seem like a threat by having Austin Theory constantly there. This match might as well be 2-on-1 because there's going to be a lot of Austin Theory running in, I see. That's fine. This isn't my favorite idea in the world of Gargano and Cross, but I'm willing to take it. I'm willing to accept it. Cross did look pretty dominant. I didn't like that he went down. And the crowd seems to be solidly behind Gargano, so it's not a heel program. Gargano, while he's cheating, he is dealing with a larger opponent, and the larger opponent, has been a bit of a bully. He's a bit of a jerk. So I guess we can forgive the 2-on-1 thing, but I'm guessing they're going to go in there and do some type of samba dance by the numbers match. And it's going to not make Cross look good, but it's going to make Gargano look good, and it's probably going to be 30 minutes. Boo-hoo. So the NXT Breakout Tournament is coming back. That's good. They had a 2019 tournament. They profiled all the guys who were in the tournament except the winner, who was Jordan Miles, who doesn't work there anymore. And they talked about all the guys that was in the tournament that came out of that tournament that turned out to be pretty good. And, to be quite honest, it hadn't occurred to me. It really hadn't occurred to me that all of these guys like Angel Garza and Bronson Reed and Cameron Grimes all debuted in that tournament. It hadn't occurred to me. But I'm glad that, they're saying, hey, we got this thing now. And I don't know who's left on the roster, if we're being honest. So many guys have gotten chopped. So many guys got chopped. But I'm guessing you've got the Asher Hale, who was Anthony Henry. He's almost 40. I'm surprised they didn't cut him. Ari Sterling, who is Alex Zane. He's fairly new. You're probably going to have Blake Christian, Trey Baxter, I think that's his name. Carmelo Hayes was Christian Casanova. There's probably some other guys. They probably have a women's breakout tournament at some point down the line. But I'm looking forward to this. This looks like it might have some matches that might actually not only be interesting, but it has stakes. The winner gets to challenge whatever champion he wants. So this ought to be fun. This ought to kick ass. So spinning out of this, Bronson Reed talks about the tournament because he was in it. And says he can't wait to see all the new faces. And then he immediately gets confronted by Top Dollar and Hit Row. To which Top Dollar says that he's been hiding and why don't he just put the title up. And Swerve kind of doubles that and says that, I was in that tournament too. How is it that you're the guy who comes out of that tournament and wins the North American title or whatever? And Bronson Reed gave him some bland babyface response, to which Swerve challenged him to put the belt up. So Bronson Reed, like an idiot, does put the belt up. And then they have the match, and Bronson Reed loses the title. I was so excited. If you're a longtime follower of this channel, I'm not going to say that because I have to say no homo. I have been on the Swerve train since he came to NXT. So this is good. This is really good. So what took place in the match is Top Dollar and Adonis. I can't remember. Ashante the Adonis. Top Dollar charged Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed dodged him and kind of gave him a little push, and he went through the barricade. Adonis was like, "Oh no!" His acting was really bad. He was like, "Oh no!" He's like, "You alright?" And then Bronson Reed threw him over there too. Then there was some chicanery, and he gets ended up with a 450 splash, and Swerve wins. It was a big match with very little build. They had been kind of throwing jabs at Bronson Reed over the last couple of weeks, but nothing leading to the surprise title change. This was excellent. I am thoroughly happy that Bronson Reed not only doesn't have the title anymore, but that the belt is on Swerve, who is the right man for the job. Now, this does beg the question, what the hell happened to Santos Escobar? Because this was supposed to be his spot. It was just was it 2 weeks ago that Santos Escobar challenged Bronson Reed for the North American title, and then he disappeared for a week, and then he wasn't on this show either, and now they took the belt off Reed. Now, if you are a person following the dirt sheets, you would know that Bronson Reed was one of the many NXT talents that was called up to do dark matches. I think I think it wasn't dark match. I think it was main event matches. Main event, the TV show, which I think they still air. I think it's on Hulu, I believe. But Bronson Reed, Karrion Kross, and some others were brought up to do those matches. And I'm guessing Bronson Reed might be going up on a more permanent basis, which is why they took the title off of him. And also might explain why Santos Escobar isn't going to get the belt when it seems like the better choice to be the North American title champion, because he was already on that ride. But it makes sense if they're going to take Escobar and Reed off the brand, that you put the belt on somebody who's not leaving. And I guess Swerve is sticking around. All right, that works for me, because I do want my Santos Escobar Rey Mysterio match, and I want it at SummerSlam. So I want that. I don't want it on some thrown together shit on TV, which I know WWE is likely to do. But I want the Mysterios and the Legado del Fantasma. I want that. I need that for SmackDown. That would be fun. Also heard old Vinnie Mac will be heading over to the Performance Center to do some to check out some talent, to do some scouting. Man, I bet everybody go to promo class that day. I bet everybody does their mirrors. I bet everybody's going to be in the gym acting like they're doing everything that they're supposed to be doing. The rest of the time they're supposed to be there. Also, I just have a hard time thinking that he's going to go in there and be blown away by the recruiting of Triple H and who was there? Who was recruiting before him? That douchebag that got fired. What was his name? I don't remember. Canyon Seaman? He didn't get fired. It wasn't him. It was the other guy. What was that other guy? I can't remember his name. Mark Carrano. Okay, yeah. So I can't imagine Vince is going to be blown away. He might see some people he likes, but I think he's already seen what he was looking for when he saw Cross and Scarlett and Bronson Reed. He probably was like, yeah, I can work with this. I did see the video of Cross separate in his main event entrance that everybody was losing their mind about. And they were like, look, they're ruining his entrance. I was just kind of like, the ramp is longer. Scarlett's not with him. So it's not going to look the same. And, maybe, I think if they were to do like a Thunderdome entrance, it would obviously look different. It'd probably look a lot better. But he was wrestling on main event. No big deal. It wasn't like he was on Raw with a crappy entrance. So I think people should relax. How did I get in this subject? I got way out in the weeds. Sorry. I should have dealt with this stuff early. But it felt like the right time to talk about it, because Bronson Reed lost the title in a situation that was a complete surprise to everybody, myself included, which is a good thing. I enjoy surprises when they make sense. I do wonder, like, hopefully they don't do nothing stupid and they do like Escobar, Reed, and Swerve in a triple threat match, which, man, that sounds depressing. Because I'm a fan of Escobar and Swerve. Now, Escobar versus Swerve is fun. You have to turn one of them face. No, I guess you could do a heel program, but I don't see why you would. But I guess you could get away with that. But I would rather they take Escobar and put him on SmackDown. All right, let's get back to the show. Where was I? Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong defeated Asher Hale by submission. It was a pretty interesting submission that he did. Didn't know what it was called. Just gonna call it the Stronghold, because I know that's what one of his other moves are called. So Malcolm Bivens says this is just the beginning and that they're open for business. I would have liked more, like an explanation of what the group is. Like, I would have preferred that over the match. Like, sure, show me that, Roderick Strong is more aggressive now. He's more focused now. Okay, you can show me that. But I would have preferred a promo telling me what the Diamond Mine is, and why Roderick Strong decided to join the Diamond Mine. Why is this other guy in it? I think it's Hideki Suzuki. I believe Josh Barnett told me who it was. And it's not like he told me personally, like in some DM or something. But he tweeted out, for people who didn't know, Hideki Suzuki was a MMA fighter. I don't think he was an MMA fighter. I think he just kind of works a very stiff style. And he's from Japan. So that's who the Japanese guy is. And then, of course, you got your ever quiet, almost never doing anything, Tyler Russ. So I really would have preferred an explanation of what the group is over a match, but we get what we get. So Cameron Grimes defeated Ari Sterling. Then after the match, LA Knight came out to congratulate Cameron Grimes and then said nobody gives a damn about him winning a match because he's a loser. And the fact that he's got that $1 million title proves that he's a loser. Yeah. Cameron Grimes, of course, challenged him to a match to put the legacy up on the Great American Bash. LA Knight said nope because he doesn't deserve it. And since he's beyond the $1 million man, he's the $1 million mega star. And then he kind of talked himself into it and said, well, if you be my butler, I'll do it. And then Cameron Grimes agreed. I don't know if I like this idea because it's so soon after their last match. And also, I want them to break Cameron Grimes. To me, that should have been his babyface turn when he hits, rock bottom and he doesn't have money anymore. And then he realizes that he didn't need the money or something like that. Give me a moral to this story. I know that there still is a moral to the story, as far as you don't have to be a rich jerk, that Cameron Grimes learned his lesson, that, he was being a rich asshole. And then he learned that he doesn't have to be, that he can still care about things and that there are things that are more important than money. That's kind of what they're trying to teach you here. What they're trying to tell you is that Cameron Grimes has learned that there is something more than money. Respect is more important than money. And he respects the legacy of the $1 million man. That's the overall goal here. But I can't forget that this guy is rich. So we got to do something to get rid of his money. That's the fun part. Now, I think that if you take him to the mountaintop, eventually you have to shove him off. So does he win this match and win this title? I think it sucks for LA Knight if he loses the title immediately. That's just dumb. It feels like something they would do because it's so dumb. But I would personally not take the belt off of LA Knight. That's me personally. But there's a chance that Cameron Grimes could win the belt for Ted DiBiase. And it'd be a feel-good story. And then maybe LA Knight has to backdoor some other way of bankrupting Cameron Grimes. But the descent from big money Grimes down to regular Cameron Grimes it's going to be fun. But I have enjoyed babyface Grimes, and NXT just went with what the crowd wanted. The crowd was cheering the guy already. They just decided we're going to go with this. This works. And the character just seems to naturally morph into a babyface without a hard babyface turn. So I like it. I like this. I'm enjoying Cameron Grimes and LA Knight. I just wish they would let it breathe and not try to throw it at everything. Then we get Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole. They came out to verbally joust with Samoa Joe overseeing the scenario. And Kyle O'Reilly's thing was basically, I want to fight dudes who make me a better fighter. Cole says some stuff about, you wish you had half the career I have. You're obsessed with me. You're jealous of me. All your success is caused by me. I carried you for 4 years. It's almost like he said same stuff he said last time. And Kyle O'Reilly just basically beat him up. And he put him in like a heel hook or something like that. And Samoa Joe just watched as, he was trying to stop them from fighting before. But once Adam Cole kind of started the fight, he just kind of let it happen. And then it took a little while for security to come break him up. So, all right, okay. I'm not that excited for this match. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a great match. But I just feel like Adam Cole, I've hit my limit. Him and Johnny Gargano, I think I've hit my limit. Where I'm just kind of like, everything they do is just like, okay. Like, all right, I'm hearing about how you're a great wrestler and how you did all these things 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. Okay, it's like they're pretty much the same character, and they shouldn't be. No more resting on your laurels. No more talking about history. Get right down to it. There has to be a new reason for it to restart the fight, and not, well, we didn't really finish our thing last time, because he's like, you did a 40-minute match where somebody got knee dropped with chains and all that kind of stuff. That should have been the end, but things never seem to end. So Xia Li and Boa, they were in the dark, and Xia Li told Mercedes Martinez this was the point of no return. And man, you think she was lying? This was a fucking shoot. Xia Li kicked the dome piece of Mercedes Martinez, caved her shit all the way in. God damn. I bet Bret Hart get out of 4 out of 10. This is not the first time. And this is what made me fall in love with Xia Li, is she lays her shit in. But she went full Bill Goldberg with this one, dog. This one was nuts. Like, the first time she came out there and did, like, her little spin kick, she blasted some poor jabroni in the face. And I don't know if I've seen that girl since. Was it Jessica Mayer or something like that? I think it might have been. But, that kick looked brutal. And that was months ago. And tonight, man, it was like Mercedes Martinez got hit with a baseball bat. I mean, she went clean out. That's kind of ferocity is something else. Like, Xia Li is all 5 foot tall. She's probably about the same size as Alexa Bliss. But she's fucking dangerous. She's like a Swiss Army knife. She's fucking dangerous. All right. Normally, I would be very, very angry at somebody who's being very, very careless. But I have a soft spot for Xia Li. So I'm just going to be like, tuck your fucking chin, man. I'm not even going to hold you up. I just tuck your chin. Or she probably needs to transition to submission finishers, because she can't seem to control the power in her legs without kicking somebody's head in. And it's, of course, there's certain people on the main roster, you cave their shit in like that, man, and it's over. Alexa Bliss or Sasha Banks or something like that, your push is dead. It's over. They're not fucking with you at all after that. You kick Charlotte in the face like that, man, nah. You might be able to get away with it with Alexa Bliss, well, not Alexa Bliss, with Becky Lynch, because she kind of understands. But a lot of these divas, and they may not call it the divas division anymore, but they're still divas on the roster. You caved their shit in like she just caved in Mercedes Martinez's head. She'd probably get released. She'd get buried at least. She probably just need probably a stern talking to about the power in her legs. And she probably needs, like, what was it? Somebody who, I think they told, what was it, Rob Van Dam, that he needs to punch the wall until, either he's going to break his knuckles or learn how to throw a working punch. So she probably needs to do that with, like, a brick wall or something, where she needs to just kick at this fucking wall. And either she going to kick the bricks out of the wall, break her fucking foot, or learn how to throw a kick without killing somebody. So, but Xia Li, man, boy, that's strike 2. I've seen her take 2 different heads off. Man, I don't know about that one, dog. She's dangerous. It adds so much legitimacy to the character, though, because you can tell that was an unplanned finish, but at the same time, it was the finish, because she wasn't gonna kick out, but she was knocked the fuck out. I mean, what more can you do? She was done. The referee was like, no mas, no more of this. I'm scared. This girl needs some help. Damn. All right, so Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher sat in the ring with MSK, and they had a little brouhaha, a parlay, if you will. To which Ciampa says that, the champs are the underdogs, and then he says, look at Thatcher. And Thatcher was just sitting there, like, jaw expertly clenched. Very, very, very intense. And Ciampa said this man is motivated. And he says nobody elevates a title like him. And then MSK said, we might be the underdogs, but you guys are our challengers. And they were getting booed. The crowd likes Ciampa. They were chanting, Ciampa's going to kill you. And MSK got rattled. Like, this is a friendly crowd. This ain't Philadelphia in 1996 or nothing like that. It's a friendly crowd. And they got like, oh, you better get that shit out of there. They better clean it up. It's going to be bad for them in front of a real crowd. Anyway, at the end of it, Tommaso Ciampa whispered some things to Nash Carter. I couldn't remember his NXT name. And about what they should bring. You know, they should bring their pride and bring their championships because they're going to take them both and all that. And then he kissed him on the cheek. Sexual harassment. Old man Ciampa. He likes you and he wants you. Anyway, Regal, I forgot to say this earlier, but the winner, I think I did say it, that, you know, the winner of the breakout tournament get to challenge any champion they want. At this point, Saray wanted to fight Toni Storm. And you should never really make a challenge to anybody with a smile on your face. But Saray just like, yes, I want to fight. I want to fight Toni Storm. And she was kind of like, okay, whatever. And I'm sitting here thinking like, why is Toni Storm still on this fucking roster? Again, this is like month 4 of me asking why she's still on this roster. When SmackDown has a dearth of women. You know, I understand Mia Yim was supposed to be on SmackDown. I understand why she's not there. You know, Keith Lee is going through his health thing. That's his, you know, fiance or whatever. Makes sense that she would stay at home. Then just fill her spot with somebody else who is already ready to leave. You know what I mean? Come on, bro. So that was the show. And the show was fun. A really fun show. Nothing was terrible. And I thoroughly enjoyed Swerve winning the title and Cross choking out Johnny Gargano. I got a kick out of both of those things. I'm definitely interested in Great American Bash, only to see, you know, because I think, what is it, 2 or 3 weeks before Money in the Bank. So it opens up a lot of opportunities. It might be, I know we've been saying this a lot, going into big shows in NXT, but I'm almost sure this is going to be the last run for some of these guys. But so enjoy them while you can. All right. So, like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, donate to the channel via Subscribe Star. Thank you guys for your time, and I'll talk to you guys later, man. Peace out.